All right, dragster is back, serviced, all is good. Now it's time to rewrap the exhaust, and I'll show you how to do it right the very first time. Yes, exhaust wrap actually does something. It draws the heat away from the engine, keeps the exhaust temperature down, plus slightly changes the sound, just to name few. And it looks pretty cool. So let's get to it and take this thing off. But in this case, I'm only doing it for the looks, not the functionality, because for the exhaust wrap to actually work, you need to wrap starting from the header all the way down and back till the slip on. But I'm too lazy to take the headers off, and that's a lot of work, and I will need new seals, and I'm not going to order them, so I am going to wrap only the mid pipe. Here we go. I've taken the bolts off. Let's remove the exhaust. Voila. So the exhaust finishes right here, where all the three pipes merge into one. Just to give it a nice look, I think it's enough till here, and then the slip on. Of course, I'm not going to wrap the slip on. Here is the exhaust. So let's take the slip on off, clean the pipe properly. Then I will show you what you need to wrap the exhaust properly. So take it as a guide. All right, here's everything what you will need to wrap your exhaust properly. Bowl of water, full of water, cold, hot, I really don't care, nobody does. Then the fiberglass wrap. The reason for the water is we will soak the wrap like so in the water for 5 minutes or so that it can absorb the water, the fibers can loosen up, and then we will wrap it wet, and once it dries it will tighten even more, and that's what we're looking for. Then you need silicone, high temp resistant silicone spray. It comes in many different colors, so pick the color you're going to pick the exhaust. And the metal zip ties, also known as world's least cooperative fasteners. I'll show you a trick how to use them correctly. And then of course we need this thing to scrubby the exhaust to clean it, because you don't want any dirt under the wrap. That is asking for trouble. Make sure the exhaust pipe is squeaky clean. Okay, I've cleaned the exhaust, scrubbed it with the soapy water. Now time use alcohol to wipe the exhaust, because I prefer to spray the silicone one coat, at least one coat of silicone on the pipe itself, because I don't want any water getting in under the wrap, staying there and rusting the pipe. So one coat is enough. If you want, do two. If you want, do three. I don't care, but do at least one. So I will wipe it with alcohol before spraying with the silicone to get rid of all the grease, in case there is left any after my scrubbing. That was a hard scrubbing though. All right, great. And let's take this and this outside, because I do not want to spray this thing in here, because I might pass out. All right, boys and girls, here we are. Let's spray. I will spray the whole exhaust. Just one coat is more than enough, like so. Make sure you get in every nook and crannies. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for a few minutes to dry it. Okay, I've sprayed the exhaust, waited couple of hours, it's dried. I also use a heat gun to speed up the process, because it's quite cold outside, so it would be drying for 3 days. Anyway, the curing time for this silicone, not the time, the temperature is around 300 to 400 degrees. It's not going to cure anytime soon. Anyways, it is dry to the touch, which is perfect for me. And now I'm going to put on the gloves, because last time I tried to be macho. I wrapped my Yamaha, and 1 week I was regretting that decision. So wear gloves. You do not want this fiberglass anywhere near your fingers. So I have learned my lesson. I suggest you do the same. Wear gloves. Okay. So now what we need to do is take the wrap out and let it drain for 30 seconds, not too long. So I will take a cloth. So I'm just gonna take any old cloth, take this out, let it drain. I'm going to place it on the cloth to let it drain a little bit. Okay, like so. I have a few different type of zip ties, different thickness, different length. So I will see which I will use. Probably I'll use the thinnest one and the longest ones. Yeah, these will be the ideal ones. This end goes under the engine, and this is for the slip on which comes out the back. So we'll start off wrapping it here, because I can see this part is going to be quite difficult, so we'll figure something out. I do need a scissors. Got the scissors. Let's start by, I want to wrap this section first. So let's cut this off. I like to cut it this way. You can do as you like. Make a sharp end and then fold it just like that. See? So you won't undo. So start by placing, wrap it few times, undo some, so we can make it work easier for us. Not going to put a zip tie just yet. You want to be as tight as physically possible. Like so. And leave about 3 to 4 centimeter overlapping. Now that I have some, I can put one zip tie. Don't worry about silver because this all will be sprayed with the high temp silicone again. So I'm not worried about. You can put as many zip ties as you want. The more, the merrier. So, yes. So I will just tighten it by hand right now, and then I'll show you a trick how to tighten it even more. Anyway, let's tighten this. Okay, and continue with the wrap. Cut this off. Okay, perfect. And I will do it. This it's not tight enough, so I need to pull that more. Okay. Okay. Let's do it like so. Take another zip tie. Here I will put two zip ties, one on the edge, one on inner edge, and one on outer edge. Okay, time to show you a zip tie trick. So you see there is a small metal ball. So when you thread the zip tie in, other way around, like so. Now the zip tie is in. When you push it in, the ball travels up and there is no friction. But when you pull back, the ball falls and holds the tie with the pressure. So the trick is when you tighten it, take something thin and sharp. Now thread the thin and sharp thingy, whatever you have in, hold the ball in place, pull the zip tie like so. The ball stays in the same place and it doesn't move, and now the zip tie is tight. All right. Heated it a little bit with the heat gun because I want it to dry so I can try it on the bike, and then I will leave it to dry it properly for a few days. So that's how you wrap an exhaust. It looks pretty cool. Let's check it out how it looks on the bike. All right, I'm not going to put it on for permanently right now, and that's how it will look. Looks pretty nice, matches the most of the bike. So job well done. And now you know how to wrap exhaust properly. Hopefully not like me, just the mid pipe, but the whole exhaust. As always, ride safe. See you out there.